General Leo. Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VI. Last time, peace was nearly achieved between humans and Esper, but unfortunately, Kefka and Emperor Gestal had other plans, and it cost the life of General Leo and many Espers. Today, we are going to begin our journey on making ourselves stronger so that we are fully prepared to take down those two horrible individuals. Starting with our two newest party members, Strago and Relm. We're back here in Thamasa because there is a certain NPC that was not here originally that I want to talk to. This fine young man right here, or I guess he's kind of old, but you know what? I'm gonna just say he's young. I am Gung Ho, Thamasa's most renowned monster hunter. I come back here for the first time in ages, and the place looks like it's been through a war. What in the world happened? Gung Ho. Oh, Strago. Have you come back to hunt Haidon? You haven't changed a bit, have you? Back when we were young, you tried so hard to hunt down Haidon, but then you gave up and quit before you found him. I didn't quit. It's just, thing lives in Ebot's Rock, and after the place sunk, well, always have to make excuses, don't you? You're pathetic. Well, so much for a friendly reunion. But that does lead me to our next point. Strago is a blue mage, and unfortunately, we haven't really had the time to get him his lore spells that I've talked up quite a bit in recent episodes. So today we are going to be trying to rectify that. Now, there are a variety of lore spells that we can get throughout the world map, and I do want to go ahead and grab a few of them. I'm not going to be grabbing all of them today, as one, that's not possible, and two, there are quite a few that are just really annoying to get right now, and I do not want to focus on that today. Instead, I want to focus on some of the more important blue magic spells that are not only fairly easy to get, but are also quite useful for the majority of the game. Though, as a side note real quick, the floating continent was where the sealed cave was. As we can see, this entire chunk of the southern continent has now been lifted up into the air. If we try to go back into the Imperial Outpost, we cannot enter the cave again, which is why I said multiple times that if you had any loot you needed to get in the sealed cave, to get it when you were there. Either way, our first mark here for today is going to be in this little pass between Mount Koltz and the Returner's Hideout. Now, for most of these blue magic abilities or lore spells, you can find them on the Veldt if you have access to the enemies on the bestiary, or you can just go to the area where you know they're going to be by just checking the bestiary yourself and fighting them and having a higher chance of actually grabbing them. I don't know why I cast Silence right there. I have Celeste in the party here because she has access to Confuse. I'm going to go ahead and try to use that to deal with enemies that need to be confused in order to get their abilities. The Unseelies here have our first main target, so we're going to be trying to look for that. We can go ahead and try to deal with these. I think I confused the wrong enemy. I confused a Moo, didn't I? Yeah, I confused a Moo. I cannot read the menus. Let's go ahead and confuse the Unseelie. This is what we're looking for. I do not want to rage, because Gao becomes uncontrollable. Gao also, using rages, will give Strago access to certain lore magic abilities, so this is kind of like the de facto party if you want to try and get as many lore abilities as you can as quickly as possible. See if we can try and get this done. Wrench is not what we're looking for. We're not looking for that either. Might have to throw a potion at it or something to heal him. There it is, Traveler! 1400 damage. It's not bad. Traveler, as we can see right there that Strago just learned. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We look at Lore. Traveler deals damage to an enemy equal to 132 of the party's total number of steps taken. So we saw how much damage we will be currently doing as the Unseelie just did it. About 1500 damage, or give or take. This is a pretty powerful ability. Now, do note that its MP cost also increases based on a certain thing, the in-game timer. For every 30 minutes that has passed, the cost of this spell will be increased by 1 MP, if I remember correctly. Traveler is probably the only reason in the entire game why I would actually recommend you use the sprint shoes, because it will increase your movement and steps taken by a little bit, just a little bit quicker than normally. But again, we have access to just regular sprint, and if we really want to, we can just turn off the combat encounters and run around for a little bit and increase its power. But 1400 damage, 1500 damage right now is pretty good, and that'll be a very reliable attack spell for Strago if he's not going to use any elemental spells. Our next destination is this forest area to the west of the Veldt. We took a pit stop here earlier to find some bombs, and we're going back here for some more bombs. We're going to go ahead and try and sketch one of these guys. Sketch is also very useful in order to obtain certain abilities, so we're going to be trying to use that. Let's go ahead and heal a little bit here. Sketch a bomb. Self-destruct. Now, obviously, this is going to take down Realm, as it is an ability that will sacrifice the users all of their HP in order to deal damage. But we're going to go ahead and use Aqua Breath real quick. Blaze is not a very nice ability. See if we can get the Phoenix down off before the Aqua Breath. Come on. Unfortunately, we're dealing with so many bombs that get actions often. Aqua Breath, see if we can take him down. I mean, this is an elemental weakness that I'm hitting, so it should do a lot of damage. Yes! Awesome. And Strago learned Self-Destruct. Now, this is one of the lore abilities that honestly isn't quite useful at all, but I just wanted to go ahead and tick it off the list because I know someone would be probably very annoyed if I never went and grabbed that one. Just for completionist's sake. Now, my next destination is here in the Esper Cave. We're back again so soon. I'm going to be looking for some Venu Benus, but also I know that there is probably 1 or 2 enemies that I didn't get here initially, and I want to see if I can grab them now. There's Berserk right there. Aha, there they are, the Venu Benu. We're a little weak right now, so I'm trying to heal up very quickly. Have Gao defend. Now, we do need to deal a little bit of damage to these guys without killing them, as they will use their abilities naturally, but it might be better if we try to weaken them a teeny bit, as what we're looking for is actually a heal spell. Do a little bit of damage. Now that confused it as well. We'll go ahead and defend a teeny bit as well. Heal up. White Wind, there we are. We've seen it. And now we can learn it afterwards. Yeah, let's go ahead and just finish out the encounter and see what happens. There we go! Strago learned White Wind, and we also got a level up for Gao there. Strength +2. Nice. White Wind will restore all allies' HP by an amount equal to the caster's current HP. So, for example, if Strago is at max health, which is currently 830, he will heal the entire party, including himself, for 830 HP, which is quite good. Obviously, the potency of White Wind teeters off as soon as the user's HP begins to drop, but honestly, Strago usually has a pretty decently high health pool, so White Wind will be more often than not quite useful. Now, the rest of the abilities that I want to learn are going to be found here in the Veldt, as I've already fought every enemy that has a lore ability that I want to grab, and some of the areas that they were encountered in are inaccessible, and luckily enough, one of the enemies is right here. So I'm going to just wait until they use an ability. But during this time, I also want to go ahead and talk about Realm in a little bit more detail. So real quick, we're going to see what this satellite can give us, and then we'll jump right into that. Realm is quite straightforward to understand, as she is similar to her grandfather in many ways, focusing mostly on being a pure magic caster without much use anywhere else. But where Strago brings a diverse array of spells through his lore ability, Relm instead boasts an insane magic stat that can make her a prodigy at any form of magic you give her. It is important to note that Relm will not learn magic as she levels up, despite being a natural user of magic, so you'll need to dedicate some time to help her learn some magic if you want her to shine in your party as soon as possible. Looking at her gear and stat loadout, there really isn't much to say here that hasn't been already said about Strago. Elemental rods are an excellent weapon of choice for her, especially early on when she doesn't have any direct access to powerful magic, and the suit armor type will help bring up any other stats that she has that seem to be lacking. Like her grandfather, Relm is going to see most of her success as a pure magic caster, so giving her Magicite that will not only raise her magic even further, but will bestow powerful spells along with it will be what she is looking for. If you feel like Relm is getting KO'd too often, taking a few levels to boost her HP could also be a good option, but I personally have never really seen the need for this. In terms of relics, pieces like the Zephyr's Cloak and Memento Ring are going to be good picks, as they will keep Relm out of harm's way from damage and ailments. Giving Relm the Celestriad and Soul of Thamasa will also give her the ability to go full on Battle Mage and sweep enemies left and right. But that also might be just a little bit overkill. Now, if Relm has the potential to be this powerful with just magic, her special ability must be even better, right? Well, I'm sure Sketch has the power to strike fear into any SNES cartridges, but that's pretty much it. When Relm sketches an enemy on the field, she will use one of two attacks based on the enemy she has drawn. If the move she uses does damage, the potency of the attack will be based on Relm's current level and the stats of the enemy being hit. This means that the damage being dealt is going to vary wildly, and will be more often than not quite lacking compared to the other options like just casting magic that she can bring. Relm's Sketch is better off used as a means of helping Strago learn lore spells, as there are specific cases where Relm's Sketch is needed to get some of them, but other than that, I would only advise using Sketch if you really want to give Relm a different playstyle from the quickly growing array of playable magic users. If Relm is wearing a fake mustache, Relm's Sketch will become Control, allowing her to completely take over an enemy, giving the player access to their moveset during combat. Control will be broken if the enemy dies or Relm is hurt, so be mindful of any remaining enemies on the field when using Control. Similar to Sketch, Control will help Strago learn annoying lore spells, but won't have much practical use other than that and giving Relm something unique to do in combat. Do note that both Sketch and Control won't work on certain enemies, so be prepared to have Relm defend herself if her special abilities are found to be lacking in combat. All in all though, Relm joins the team as a somewhat decent caster and rod user that just needs a little push in the right direction with some good magic, in which she becomes an immensely powerful little gremlin of death. And yes, while her abilities aren't anything crazy, they can be good fun if you are feeling like trying something new outside of just casting the same attack spells over and over again, or if you intend to break your SNES cartridge. Yeah, Relm is quite the interesting character, isn't she? She's able to provide quite a bit of magical prowess to the team, but her sketch is niche but interesting. I am not a big fan of two magic caster glass cannons being given to the team back to back, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Though I guess speaking of Relm, I need to refresh my MP, and it's a good time to see what her tent looks like. Pink with yellow stars. That's about what I expected. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get some more of these lore abilities. Honestly, I'm not having the greatest luck, and I've set aside a certain amount of time to see if I can get them. I don't plan on getting every single lore ability in the game in this playthrough. I will notify you whenever you can get them based on our belt visits. I'll tell you what enemies give what. But I am personally not going to be going for every single one of them. I do not think that about half of the list aren't really all that useful in the first place. I'll be going for the big ones, but other than that, I'm going to be leaving a few of them alone. Ah, there we go. By sketching level 5, we can sketch level 5 Death, level 4 Flare right there. These are all lore abilities that we can learn. I think there's one more we can get here. Level 3 Confused, they are. Okay, we are now... Oh, everyone's divisible by 3, okay. Well, that's interesting. I guess we could Rage and throw a Megalodoth at them? Oh, there we go. Strago's back. We can then do Aqua Breath. I guess actually I do have Thundara on him, so I could do that as well. Level 4 Flare. The only thing that's going to work is level 3 Confused, which is nice. Been sitting around here for a while trying to get this stupid stuff to spawn. Finally happened. What did we learn? Level 5 Death, level 4 Flare. Not level 3 Confused because he was afflicted by an ailment. We can't learn that until he's not divisible by 3, which is unfortunate. Not for a little while then, I guess. That's alright. Still a few more things to go. Ah, the Onion Knights. These are our next guys. We're going to just see if they're going to give us the ability that we want. We just need to wait them out, thankfully. Alright, silly me. Forgot I need to sketch the Onion Knight, not wait for him to do it. Sketching the Onion Knight will make me cast Imp. No. Realm, come on. Give me what I want. Realm, come on. Alright. Sketch the Onion Knight. Aha! Roulette! And it instant kills him. Nice. There we go. Strago learned Roulette, and we got another Bio Blaster. I think this is like our third one. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what Roulette does. There you are. Spins the roulette wheel that KOs the enemy or ally on which it stops. This, again, is not a very useful one, but I wanted to go ahead and grab that now. Though, ultimately, this is probably the amount of lore abilities I'm going to get for right now. There are still a few that I did not obtain that you can get. For example, there is the level 3 Confused that we saw that the Trappers did, but because Strago was a level divisible by 3, he did not learn it in time. There's also Doom. If you have Gao with the Zombie Dragon Rage, you use that Rage, and eventually Gao will cast Doom, and that will allow Strago to learn it. As long as he's not afflicted by any ailments or dead at the time. Other than that, though, there's also the ability Discord, which you can get from a Chaser or Satellite. It's just a very rare chance for them to cast it. And I did try to see if I could grab it, but I was just losing my patience and didn't want to try any longer. It is a pretty decent ability, Discord, but it isn't one that I'm going to highly recommend. In fact, out of the ones that we've gotten so far, I've gotten the ones that I would highly recommend, which would be White Wind, Traveler, and the ability you start with, which is Aqua Breath. These three are probably going to be Strago's best lore abilities for a little while. Other than that, though, just slap a bunch of magic on him and he'll be perfectly fine. Speaking of, we've gotten a lot of magic for these 4 individuals as they've been running around the Veldt for quite a while now. But that about does it for today. We've got Strago and Realm caught up with the rest of the party and also figured out what exactly makes Realm different from the other casters, even if it isn't very much. I'm excited to use these two and see where they go from here. But next time on Final Fantasy VI, we are going to be visiting some old areas that have been unlocked now that the Empire has removed their soldiers from those areas. And we will also be continuing and finalizing our preparations before heading to the Floating Continent. Yep, next time is a grind episode. So, with that said, I'll see you soon.